Straight from the Yucatan Peninsula to your kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make the best Cochinita Pibil tacos. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. This page in our taco manual is one of my absolute favorites. Super exciting to be making Cochinita Pibil with you today. And we are going to make the easiest version of it that I know. We're going to utilize a slow cooker, which means that it is easily within everybody's reach. And you know what? It actually makes one of the very best versions of this. So we're starting with a 6-quart slow cooker here, and I'm going to line it first with banana leaves. So some people may go, where would I ever find banana leaves? Well, the cool thing is that they're available pretty readily both online and in major grocery stores these days. But if you live anywhere near a Mexican grocery store, they will likely have them too. I cut the top of this off so that I could slide this package of banana leaves out. Some of you will live in places where fresh banana leaves are available. So you're sort of on your own with those. They're packaged differently, but this piece I am just opening up like this, and you'll see some of the end pieces of the ends of the large banana leaves here. The wonderful thing about banana leaves is that they are really, really enormous. So as you begin to open the package up, you will see just how big these things can be here. Now, I don't need any more than just 2 pieces that are equally about 2 feet long. So I'm just going to use a knife to cut in here and cut 1 piece like that, okay? Some people will tell you to cut the stiff part off here. For this preparation, we really don't need to do that. If we were making tamales, I would say absolutely we have to do that. And then I need another piece that is equal in size to that one. So I'll keep unfolding here, take that piece off, and cut down through here. And with this piece, I will put it down in there. I'm not very happy with how long that one is. So nice thing is that I can just cut off another piece of it here. I didn't even have to cut that piece off, and lay that in here. We're going to want to completely envelop a piece of pork shoulder roast with the bone in. And so we've now lined our slow cooker with the banana leaves. So I'm going to set those aside. Probably wondering what you could do with it. Well, of course, you could make the tamales, and that's another whole process and everything. But you could also just slide them back into the freezer and keep them for your next batch of Cochinita Pibil. Now we have to make the classic Achiote marinade, and I'm going to suggest that you use the Achiote. This is one of my favorite brands, El Yucateco, that you're going to use the pre-made paste. In spite of the fact that I've put out there a lot of recipes for how to make this paste, it's pretty labor intensive, and it takes more than 1 day to really get it good. This stuff you can just open up, and I'm going to take about half of this. I'm going to break it here, still using the cellophane that wraps it. I'm going to break it in half and let half of it fall down in here into the blender jar. You can do this without a blender. I just find it pretty annoying because the stuff is so thick, and we are going to want to dilute it or soften it with some lime juice. And I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of salt in here. I'm going to do heaping ones. I'm working with the crystal diamond salt, which is not as powerful as table salt, but you need about 2 teaspoons of table salt in this. Then put the top on and blend it until it's very smooth. For such a beloved recipe, this is actually quite easy to make, especially since we're starting with the achiote paste already there. So I've got our 3 pounds here of the pork shoulder roast. Set that down in there. I've got a large onion that I'm going to slice about 1/4 of an inch thick. And we will pour our marinade all over the meat. This stuff is very staining, so you want to make sure to keep it away from things that you don't want to have that beautiful rusty red look to it. We will sprinkle these onions over the top. Some people put some chili, some green chili on this, not like habanero, which we will serve with this, but like what they would call shkatik chilies in the Yucatan Peninsula. I've got 1/2 cup of water. Doesn't need very much at all for this braise to happen. Put that around there. Now fold the leaves down over the package that you have here. Put the top of it on like that. And I'm going to slide the slow cooker base in, put this on the top. And then we're going to turn it on for 6 hours on high. You're going to love me for this. Okay, I'll meet you back here in 6 hours. Okay, it has been 6 hours of sheer torture, okay, because the smell of this cooking in the house is so beautiful. But now it's time to unveil it. I'm going to actually take it off of here. Now remember, I'm just going to set it right there. I did that because I wanted to smell that and fog up my glasses here. Okay, so we've got this beautiful piece of, I think I'm going to use a pair of tongs to get it out here. But we've got all of this banana leaf on here, and we've got the meat down in here. And what I'm going to do to start off here is to take the meat out. Now, first thing, I can just take this part out and set it to the side, and then take the meat itself out, sort of breaking it into large chunks as we put it into a serving dish. Okay, now over to the stove. And I'm going to put the flame here on high. Use my tongs to take out the banana leaf, getting as much of the juice as possible back in there. And got one stray piece of meat. Now, if the meat that when you're making this isn't super tender and like fall off the bone tender, you're going to want to shred this a little bit more. But at this point, I am going to bring this to a boil, cook it down till it's almost a glaze. We certainly don't want more than 1 cup of it, and then pour the hot reduced juices over that beautiful meat, and we're going to be ready to serve then. It just keeps getting better. The smell of this reducing liquid here, these cooking juices, is so amazing. Just shake it around. I want some consistency to it because I don't want it to just be completely watery. Let's pour that over this meat here. That looks good. Wow. That's so gorgeous. So now we've got our habanero salsa, classic, the one they call coot, that is made from roasted habaneros and roasted garlic and some citrus. Then we've got the pickled red onions, warm tortillas, of course, and I am not going to waste another second. Take a little bit of the meat with some of the juice, of course, because that tangy achiote cooking broth that's infused with the flavor of the habanero chilies. Now, coot is meant to be put on just in little droplets because it's extremely hot. And then, of course, the beautiful pickled red onions. That looks like the right amount. And I will tell you, this stuff is worth its weight in gold.